everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and if you are new here, hello, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing, and if you are back, as always, welcome back. Today I am here with my weekly WIP and Chat, and if you are new or aren't sure what that stands for, WIP stands for work in progress. In this case, I'm going to be working on a diamond painting, and Chat stands for, well, chat. So I'm just going to be chatting a bit with you all over the next hour or so, catching up on life and talking about crafty and creative kinds of things, and just talking about life. So feel free to pull out a project to work alongside me. I'm going to be working on a diamond painting, but you're certainly welcome to work on whatever works for you. Some people will treat this like a podcast and just kind of kick back and relax, but excuse me, apparently I'm a little tired and feel like I need to yawn just a bit. I guess it's been a sleepy weekend, but I know I am really looking forward to settling in and just chatting with you guys as always on this Monday morning. Well, actually, it's Sunday evening when I'm filming, but these always go up on Monday morning. Let me tell you what I'm going to be working on and with. You will find these linked below in the description box if you're interested. So first, I'm going to be working on the diamond painting A Mermaid's Bath from Jada Gem Shop and by the artist Toshaya-san. This is that original artwork, you guys, and this is specifically the pixel charted version. There are two different versions of this artwork that Jada Gem Shop offers in terms of there's two different rendering styles. There's a hybrid charted version and there's a pixel charted version. This is the pixel charted version. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the comparison project I've been working on for these kits, but sorry, I wanted to mention I am almost done. I actually just already finished the hybrid charted version and I'm starting on the last row of the pixel charted version. And we are coming in on, the last row is going to be this row right here that has like some of these like bottles on it, and obviously has like the mermaid's book and her face and everything, and like the cat's head over here. So we're starting over here in this section where we're going to catch some of her tail and some of the, excuse me, the wall and the curtains going on over here. So apologies for the yawning. Hopefully since I got a real yawn out of the way, that means my body will just chill out a little bit and let me let me enjoy my time here. As far as accessories go, I'm going to be using a few things that I just recently unboxed in a small shop haul video, including this pen, which is from Van Lathe Works. I'm really curious to try this one out and see if this thinner turning feels comfortable to diamond paint with over a little period of time here. So I'll be using that. And then for wax, I'm going to be using this WeWax and my single placer that is from the June subscription box in the scent Coastal Breeze. I'm going to be using Randa's Crafty Corner Putty in the scent Berry Bliss in my multi-placer, which I'm going to switch this one out for a metal multi-placer. And then I'm going to need washi tape. I'll get that in a second. I'm really excited to be trying out this tray from Yellow Dog Designs. I just unboxed this as well in a small shop haul, and I know have said that they made some updates since the first time that I ordered, which was quite a while back. And so I'm excited to try this out. Excited about some of the features that come with it. I'm curious if like this built-in like sort of 3D printed version of this really popular washi tape pack, if this is going to be something I enjoy or if I'm just going to find it annoying. This is like a detachable cover that you can put on that I think is supposed to help drills from spilling out when you go to refill your containers. So that comes with a stopper too, but this is the extra large size, I believe is what they call this one. So, oh no, here I go with the yawn again. I'll start editing these out if it gets really excessive. But once I start diamond painting, hopefully that'll engage my brain a little bit. I've been struggling to get to sleep in a lot of these evenings, so I think that's really where this is coming from. Even trying to go to bed at a better time. Adam and I are we have really, really bad sleep habits in terms of we stay up really, really late. I feel like especially other parents of young children will understand this, that like you sort of savor that time after your kids go to bed as like, okay, now I get to do things that are just, it's like me time, basically. I get to craft. It's when I do most of my filming. Actually, there was a different washi tape pack I wanted to use. Hold on a second. So anyway, that's why, we was staying up later and later, and it's been a problem. Okay, I follow, I'm guessing a lot of you probably do as well, Not So Artsy Jane. I think she mostly is on TikTok, but she does have an Instagram as well. And I saw her do the washi tape hack, and I was like, that is so smart. How have I not done it this way before? Where she wrapped the washi tape, instead of wrapping it around the barrel like I did, she went like each direction and like did a strip over the bottom. Let me do it the other direction with this one. And I was like, that would completely and totally solve the problem that I constantly run into of when I just wrap it around the base, then when I go to push it into the pen, half the time it pushes half the washi tape up. So I put the one line down on this side, and I'm just going over the base of it and wrapping it down the other side. And when I saw her do that in one of her videos, like one of her reels or TikToks or whatever, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to try that and see if that fixes it. Oh my gosh, you guys. I mean, a little bit came out the extra here, but like, that is so much more secure. Okay, that's how I'm doing the washi tape hack forever and ever. All 100% credit goes to Not So Artsy Jane. Also, her reels and TikToks are so fun to watch and very addictive. I don't feel like I'm cut out to do short form content like that. You spend a ton of time doing editing and just tweaking things. And I feel like you have to have such a sense for what works in that sort of that kind of content, and it's just not, my brain's not cut out for it. I know how to stay in my lane and stick to like YouTube long form style content, but I have so much respect and I get so much enjoyment out of people that really do that short form content well. Like TikTok is short form content, YouTube is long form. So yeah, okay. Man, I don't think she watches my videos, but like if you do, thanks. I'm gonna go send her an Instagram message too and be like, thank you so much, because that may have been like life-changing or at least sanity saving. That's such a good idea. And as always, sometimes when I see these ideas, I'm like, dang it, why didn't I think of that? That's such an obvious thing to think of. But anyway, let me know if you guys already did washi tape hacks that way, or if I just passed along some helpful knowledge to you. Life-changing. I love it so much. Okay, so let me load up my pen. This is really tricky to fit in frame, honestly, because the way that I'm working on these sections like is going this direction, but these sections on this kit are huge. And so I wanted to make sure I was able to like get it in frame, but also let you still be able to see where the area that I'm working in. And I have been fussing around a little bit with kind of the focus and turning off autofocus and whatnot, so that you guys are able to hopefully not see the camera constantly going in and out of focus when the pen is going in and out of frame. So I appreciate when you give me feedback. Always let me know if you have other things like that you're noticing that are, bothering you, would make watching a video a little bit more enjoyable. I can't promise that like I can necessarily make it happen, but I always genuinely appreciate feedback, because sometimes I get into kind of like a routine and whatnot, and just don't even think about those kinds of things. So anyway, so let me get this minder set. This is a big old canvas. I'll hold back that plastic cover and put my fingers in the glue apparently, and I think we're good to go. I just gotta have a color. So hello, how are you doing today? I hope that your week is off to a really wonderful start. I was just pulling out the stoppers from this. That's what that weird noise was. And that you had a really nice weekend. Okay, here we go. Let's shake. Let's see how this tray is going to do with that thing at the bottom. Okay, so I wonder how... Oh, it is doing it a little bit, though, where when it gets to the end, then it's like dropping down to the bottom. I wonder if people that do this like washi tape hack, if the way that they hold their trays is more like this instead of sideways, because I don't know. Okay, if I like tap it gently, it's not as bad. But like I was noticing that on trays that like you just have the flat line of washi tape. This is more raised because I think it's 3D printed. Just a flat line of washi tape, and like the drills just go over and then fall down, and it's just like it's constantly doing that. I don't understand what the help is with the washi tape hack. I'm just pulling out, there's a couple of little trash bits I see. There have been a few colors in these kits that have been more trash prone than others. I have been a little bit picky, and I'll sometimes go through and I'll just pull them out ahead of time. And there's 1 or 2 colors in the other kit I feel like I came a little bit close to running out on. But I didn't actually run out of any, and I finished the other ones. So that's good. Anyway, I completely lost my train of thought. We were talking about the washi tape hack with this tray, and working on this kit. And there was something else before that. It's okay. I'm going to go ahead and move on because I can't remember. But yes, happy Monday, my friends, and, or whatever, day you're watching this. I'm wrapping up a weekend that has been pretty chill. Not a lot that I've had going on this weekend. Adam has been a little bit busier, but no, it's been pretty low key for me. I did get a lot of diamond painting done, which is why I was able to finish the hybrid charted version of this artwork. And I just want to say thank you again to everyone that let me know that you were interested in seeing a comparison project done on these 2 different rendering styles. And I really hope that you're going to continue to find it to be okay. Continue to find it to be helpful. I did film right before I started on the final row of each of these kits. I filmed another progress check-in so that we could talk about the top part of the canvas that was completed and the differences there. And then the next video after that progress check-in will just be a big reveal of both canvases and really talking about the look of how they turned out as a whole and differences that I notice, and definitely not trying to go in and say one is better than the other. I admittedly, this has been a pet peeve of mine recently, and I don't know why it bothers me so much. This could very well just be a me problem, but I'm getting increasingly irritated with when I see someone presenting an opinion as objective fact. And I know I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I know, I'm sorry, but it's still bothering me. I'm seeing it in a lot of Facebook groups recently, and I'm kind of I think I might need to just step back from Facebook for, a little bit until I'm feeling less irritated by some of the things I'm seeing. I just want to be you can say that you don't like a rendering style or an artist's style or something like that, but that doesn't objectively mean that it's bad. It's your preference. But I'm not going to get on the soapbox again. I promise I won't. But no, that's been irking me, getting under my skin lately. But so my goal with doing that video last night, with that check-in was just to go, okay, let's check in, let's talk about it. But again, I'm just trying to make this a way that I'm able to illustrate this as clearly as possible. So you get to make a decision about what you like, but you're able to really clearly see, here's what these 2 things are, here's what the differences are. And then you get to decide, I guess. So, but I was glad that I did that video. That will hopefully be the last video in a while that will have kind of the subpar audio. I have been struggling with some audio issues with my videos here the past few videos. I think since the small shop haul that I did, or was it the one before that? It's been really frustrating, but I think I did get it figured out. I really didn't think that the mic I had bought would already have died, but apparently that ultimately was what happened, was that it died, and I had some issues with my old phone too. So I have a new phone right now. More on that story later. But it's just been kind of a thing, and there have been a lot of videos that I've been putting up the past, week. And it just wasn't great timing for my audio to go on the fritz. So apologies if you have been what is with this fishbowl sounding audio that's going on. But I did, a few mic checks with this new mic before I started filming this video. And so as long as nothing went weird when I plugged it back in and started, knock on wood, we're good to go now. But last week kind of turned into a filming frenzy, free for all. And I'm not totally shocked it ended up that way. So I do some sneak peek unboxings for Diamond Art Club, and I also buy a lot of Diamond Art Club kits because the quality and the artwork that they have and everything just really appeals to me. It's very much my style, so it's a good fit all around. And the thing is, though, that for quite a while they've had some, for a month or so, they've had delays where when you've gone to order kits on the weekend from a normal weekend release, which they've kind of kept those normal weekend releases, you go to order a kit and it says expected to ship between, these dates. And then those dates are, a few weeks out still. So, like for a little while, they kind of took a break from even sending out sneak peeks, which was fine. I bought the kits that were must-haves for me in that time. And then it was kind of like all at once, everything came in and they started shipping things out. And there was just so much that I wanted to be able to unbox and share. Like the new toolkits, I had several new kits from a couple weeks ago's release that included like Hades and Persephone by Margaret Morales, that I bought like 3 kits that weekend. And that ended up getting combined with my order from, I think, the following weekend. And so I got a big old box then with 5 kits this past week. And I was like, you know what? I know it's been a really Diamond Art Club unboxing heavy week, but I don't really care. I was so excited to get into these kits. I'm going to do a haul video. I'm going to just kind of unbox all of them. And that way, in a way, I'm doing fewer videos that are Diamond Art Club videos because all these are combined into one. And that was kind of fun. Haul videos are always, I enjoy doing them. They're a lot of work in terms of, especially like the cleanup afterwards, and then just the sheer amount of sort of stuff you have to kind of edit through and whatnot. But I had a lot of fun doing it and opening up all of those kits. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. Hades and Persephone is, are you surprised I'm not working on it right this very moment? Because I'm surprised I'm not working on it right this very moment. I actually had every intention to, and then in part because I asked some of the crafters over in Sophie's Discord. Sophie is the Diamond Help Desk here on YouTube, and she has a Discord server. I've talked about it a lot, and it feels like especially lately just because, that's been a place I pointed people to for Summer with the Masters. If you're a Discord person, I mentioned it here just because I find it to be a really kind community. But I had made a comment in there about how I was torn on whether or not to push through on this Jaded Gem Shop comparison project and use Hades and Persephone as sort of bribery for myself, like a reward. That was just the worst line of multi-placing ever. Use that to motivate myself to get through this project, or I was thinking like, I'm going to kit up Hades and Persephone right away, but like, oh man, should I finish this project first instead? And it was like a bunch of people were like, no, finish the Jaded Gem Shop project first, then you'll be able to enjoy the Hades and Persephone one more when you don't have multiple projects going. I was like, okay, we'll try that. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad that I am keeping up some momentum with finishing this project, and I'm hoping that I'm going to finish this last row of this particular kit here, like maybe tomorrow, which it would be like today, the day this video is going up, like maybe. We'll kind of see how everything goes. But maybe I might be able to finish it today, and then I could get up Hades and Persephone and get started on that. Oh, I would be so happy. But anyway, all this to say that yes, I know that it was a really Diamond Art Club heavy week, and sometimes people have feelings about that. And so I'm going to really try to, this week especially, kind of make sure I'm giving small shops plenty of love. I will have a belated sneak peek from Diamond Art Club from last week. I have the Christina Yen or 6-leaf clover, the sushi dragons on their way to me. And so I think that's actually due to arrive today. So it's quite possible, depending on how the timing shakes out, it's possible that you're going to see this WIP and Chat go up, and then still today, Monday, see an unboxing, like a belated sneak peek video go up for that Sushi Dragons kit, because I like when I'm able to do that. Diamond Art Club is never, ever pressuring me to be like, oh, we saw the kit got delivered. When's that video going to be up? Like literally never. It's just not a thing. They're pretty chill with that kind of thing, honestly. And I appreciate that because they know like, okay, we're human beings too. But it's like when I can go ahead and get it knocked out, I feel better about it that way. It's a me thing, for sure. But that's coming in, and And then there's like some other things happening. So I'm going to try my best to find a good balance of things this week. But yeah, it just might be a little bit heavy on the Diamond Art Club stuff for a minute here. And hopefully I'll be able to shift things back to be a bit more balanced. I hope you guys understand that I'm trying. I promise I'm trying. I mean, I've been enjoying working on a lot of like small shop kits, and I have a lot more that are waiting for me and calling my name. I have several small shop orders that have come in, like of actual diamond painting kits that I need to unbox, and a few others I'm eyeing. Like Enablers Outpost has been re-rendering some of their kits with hand charting, and there's one that I saw that they announced they're going to be doing a hand charted version of. It's called Storm Blessed, and it's this beautiful artwork by the Colorful Cat Studio. And is very like soft watercolor vibes. You know what I tend to gravitate towards if you've been here for a little bit. And it's like of a girl looking up at a dragon. It's absolutely beautiful, and I loved working on the original version of it. But when I saw Enablers Outpost note that was in the list of kits they were planning to have hand charted, I was like, oh, like kind of poking my head around the corner, like, oh, you don't say. I would actually really enjoy working on the hand charted version of that kit. So I'm keeping an eye on their website. And once I see that go up, it's just gonna slip right into my cart. So, and I've got other Summer with a Masters kits on the docket too. There's so many good kits and just not enough time. There's just not enough hours in a day. But yeah, I'm feeling good about having kept up the momentum with this comparison project, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys what the finished look of it is. But speaking of like orders coming in and whatnot, and that order that I had come in from Diamond Art Club with 5 kits in it, I feel like I am just going to have to work on these like new Diamond Art Club kits, as in the ones that come with the new packaging. I'm going to have to feels like I'm going to have to prioritize those, because the size of these newer boxes it just feels so much bigger than the old ones. So I'm like, I don't have room to store these. Like, I'm just going to have to work on all these kits that come in the newer boxes right away, because it's just, they're beefy. They're big boys. So I know that they're going to be, they have adjusted that, but I don't know when that's going to start rolling out, that we'll see the kind of smaller size ones come out. But I feel like I'm going to have to prioritize those ones that are in those beefy boxes, because I live in too small of a space to have things taking up a lot of room. I mean, I could strip them down out of the boxes and just have like the canvases and diamonds like packed and whatnot, and totes are laid flat, but I don't like that. I really like to keep the kits all together in their boxes. So I'm hoping that it's sooner rather than later that we see the slightly smaller sized boxes roll out. But that's kind of a me problem. In my recent small shop haul, you guys, if you watched it, you would have seen me share the different bullet journals that I got in from Archer and Olive. And believe it or not, I have still not been able to decide which one I want to use for my logbook. I have the worst decision paralysis over this, and I really thought that getting those in and seeing them in person was going to make it easier to decide, but in fact it has made it even harder, because in particular I thought that the compass, like the nautical one, was going to be one that I would pretty easily be able to say like, oh, okay, well, this is pretty, but I'm not going to use it for diamond painting. And instead that one came in and I was like, this is the most beautiful of the lot in terms of like details and the beautiful textures that are in like the suede finish and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, so instead of me trying to decide between two, now I'm trying to decide between all three, and I am stuck in just a complete loop. And this is me teasing you guys, but you guys actually made it even harder. I say with all the love and appreciation in the world, because when I asked for your opinions in that small shop haul video, a lot of you guys came out with actually really, really sweet reasons and really neat connections on the different ones, as far as like reasons to choose one over the others. So for example, a lot of you guys pointed out, and I'm cracking up that this didn't even occur to me in the moment, but a lot of you guys pointed out that the one that has like the falling stars, you're like, oh, well, those stars look like diamonds. So like diamond painting logbook. I was like, I didn't even think of that. They totally do. And then the green one with the pretty like gold accents and like leaves and whatnot, that the name of that one, the name of that line was Storybook. Some of you guys were like, oh, a storybook's like, this is the story of your diamond painting. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. That's such a good point. And then the ship one, one or two of you made the comment about how like, oh, it'd be so cute because it's like, oh, a captain's ship's log, which, I mean, it doesn't help that I'm on a huge Star Trek kick right now. And so that just like set off my nerd alert in a good way. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, I didn't even think about that for the compass one. And now like, I love that so much. And so I have the worst decision paralysis about this, and I cannot commit. Every time I think I have at least eliminated one, my brain just brings it back around and is like, no, but think about it. If you did this one and it would be like this, it would have this connection. And I'm stuck. I'm completely stuck. Does anyone else get this level of decision paralysis? And now that I've been mulling over it for so long, it just has gotten that much more difficult. I'm that much more stuck because it's like, well, now I spent this much time debating on it. Now it means even more, and I have to be really sure about my decision. It's a terrible vicious cycle. But what's happening is that I am falling more and more behind, and it's stressing me out a little bit. I just say I am really loving these trays. I don't know how much I love the extra lip at the end. I know a lot of people love it, and I think that I think this is just going to be a very, very small learning curve. So this is not at all a dig at all at Yellow Dog Designs. I love how these drills are lining up. I love how easily they're sliding out. The quality just seems so nice, and the color palette on it is beautiful. And that one's got a little scooped out bottom there. I think I just have to like slightly change how I shake my tray, and I don't think it's going to be an issue, but yeah, the little line at the end is, I don't know. There was another tray I tried out from another shop recently that had something similar, and I was just like, it just doesn't totally work for how I diamond paint, but that doesn't mean I can't adjust. And especially when like the quality is good on these small shops, it's like, no, I'll adjust. It's fine. I want to keep using these trays. Okay, back to what I was saying. I feel like I'm falling further behind. So for example, this comparison project, like these two kits, are going to be the first two kits that I write down in my new logbook. I've also started and completed three other projects since then, like the Rainbow Dragon Hugging Cat and like the Great Wave off Kanagawa and that mini Make Market Almond Blossom kit. And I haven't written any of those down in a logbook yet. And I'm about to start up Hades and Persephone. So I have to decide. Because otherwise I'm going to just start falling really behind on what I need to be tracking in my logbook. I'm going to forget notes that I want to make about kits. And because my memory is terrible, so I really need to do it when it's fresh. And so I just need to make a decision. I'm just even sitting here trying to decide, and I still can't even eliminate one. Oh, someone else had pointed out that the green one would coordinate well with my first logbook, and that's a really good point too. So there's so many arguments to be made for all of these, and why in the world am I agonizing so deeply over something as silly as a diamond painting logbook? Probably because it's going to be something I use for the next four-ish years, you know? It has about the same amount of pages in it as my first one, and my first one, you know, that's 160-ish diamond paintings, 150 to 160 diamond paintings. So, like, I don't know, it's just, I'm going to have this for a long time. This has a lot of weight to it, I guess. But I am just a chronic procrastinator. I don't know if anyone else is like this too. I will wait until the absolute last minute to make a decision and to do something. And it plays out all the time. It even plays out a little bit in terms of like my videos. So for example, confession, I did not know for sure what I even wanted to do for my Summer with the Masters video topic, and changed my mind all the way up until the day before, and I was filming that evening. And I just kept waffling. I was like, what do I want to do? Do I like this one? Do I like this idea? I liked one idea, and then it ended up being like more complicated than I realized. I was like, well, I procrastinated, and so I don't have time to get this together the way that I should. Yeah, no, like procrastinating almost always comes back to bite me. But it's like, it's a problem. But no, I was happy with my first Summer with the Masters video that went up this past weekend. If you're participating in the event, definitely go and give that one a watch. There's some stuff in there you might be interested in. And also, I did not even realize this, including when I listened back through this video when I was editing, did not even realize that at one point in that video when I was thanking the sponsors, I said Drills and Chills instead of Summer with the Masters, completely obliviously. Like, it didn't even occur to me in the moment. I get into a little bit of a zone when I start filming, and I don't always, it sounds weird, but it's almost like I don't always know exactly what words are coming out of my mouth, especially when it's a video that's a little bit outside of my kind of usual format like that one. And it was when someone left a comment that said like, oh, that was so fun, like the Easter egg for Drills and Chills. I was like, the what? To go back and listen, and I was like, oh my gosh. And if you have any kind of social anxiety, you know what this means. This means that is going to just kind of casually haunt the back of my brain when I'm trying to go to sleep for the next like 4 to 6 weeks. So I'll just be like embarrassed and annoyed with myself. I know it's not a huge deal. I feel bad because it was when I was referencing sponsors and thanking them, and I feel like that's a little bit, feels a little weird, or like, I don't know, like I'm not appreciative or something, or I wasn't like being thoughtful about it. The fact that I had that kind of slip up, and I'm like, no, I'm going to make sure the sponsors know, and that everyone else knows how much I love and appreciate our sponsors, but it sure doesn't seem an awful lot like it when I mix up the event name and in the middle of this video at the part where I'm thanking them. So, I mean, it'll be fine. I was amused and embarrassed that I was like, I did not even catch it even when I was listening back. But oh well, those are the two main events that I host every year. And it's fair, I suppose, that it was on the brain because can I say this? I think so. I think it's okay. I have been talking with Lindsay, Emeralds and Fairy Lights, about Drills and Chills this year, and we should have some more information for you guys soon. So stay tuned. Very soon. Very, very soon. So I think that's probably why it's been more on the brain, and my mind has definitely been going over it. I've been thinking through a lot of practical and like pragmatic kinds of things to do with the event this year, and just ways to make it work really well for everyone involved. So I think it's just been on my brain. So it came out subconsciously. But yeah, so Summer with Masters. Check-in 2. I called it check-in number 2 instead of week 2 because I didn't want it to be confusing for people to think, well, no, we're like we're 3 weeks into June now. Why are you calling it a week 2 video? And I want to be like, well, it's the second of the regular, like, every other week videos we're putting up. I don't know. So I just thought I'll just call it the check-in number 2, and hopefully that'll be less confusing. But yeah, I loved having all those mini diamond painting kits to be able to pull out and work on. They've been so much fun, and I love that we have small shops like Diamond Artisan that has actually released like some hand-charted little mini Old Masters kits. They're so cute, and they're so easy and enjoyable and quick and snacky, and I love it. And it's fun to see how tastes can change and evolve over time, you know, with your craft and what you're doing with it. So as far as yeah, just procrastinating, kind of cramming things in at the last minute. I think this is a common thing, actually, more so with ADHD, which I do not have. Autism, yes. ADHD, no. It was something that I was assessed for, like alongside the autism testing, because there's a lot of overlap sometimes in terms of the ways that those can present and the difficulties or strengths that you may have. But there is like this sense of, I know I'm not the only one, that I can almost thrive under pressure a little bit, where it's like, okay, if I wait till the last minute, then I just have this burst of adrenaline to get it done here towards the last minute. But it's something that I also have realized is in a very strange way linked to my struggle with perfectionism and feeling this really deep-seated need to somehow be perfect in what I do, which is quite laughable, honestly, when I think about how things actually turn out. But it's almost like by waiting until the last minute to get things done, I have a very easy built-in excuse for why something didn't turn out perfect. It's like, well, yeah, it's because I waited till the last minute. There's a sense of, if I put all the work and prep into it ahead of time and spend a lot of time and energy on it, then I'm going to feel like, well, it really should be more perfect or close to perfect at that point because I've spent all this time on it. But what if I spent all this time and energy on it and then it still really were bad or weren't, up to whatever my particular definition of perfect is. So, that I think is part of the reason why I tend to procrastinate a lot, is because it helps with my brain having an excuse for why then something isn't turning out to the standard I want it to, if it doesn't. And then if it does turn out to the standard that I want to, I'm like, okay, whew, that worked out. Okay, that was fine. And waiting until the last minute was okay. But there have been ways that still has come back to bite me, and things have not worked out, or I've missed out on an opportunity or something like that. So, but yeah, it's hard. Mental health and neurodivergent stuff is, it can be tricky. It's not as simple as well, I know this is the problem, therefore I can fix it. It's so internalized, and sometimes has to do with how your mind and brain work on a very fundamental level, that it's oh no, it's more complicated than that. But anyway, I guess I was kind of, thinking about that, and I was last minute with my Summer with Masters video, but it worked out okay, I think. As far as what else has been going on this week, kind of outside of diamond painting and videos, I guess this is kind of videos related, but I did mention that I had to get a new phone. So I went to record a video earlier this week, or last week rather, and went to do, I always use a really quick, basically a mic check, because I do use an external, it's wired, but it's an external mic, because I like the sound quality better than the mic that's on just my phone, because I do just film on my phone. And so I did a mic check or whatever, and I listened back. I was like, oh no, this sounds like I'm in a fishbowl. Is it not plugged in all the way? Do the usual checks. And no, it continues to sound not quite right. And it's maybe using the internal speakers on my phone. And so then I tried testing out some other things, with my AirPods, and even just with not even trying to use the mic, and the sound just kept sounding off. It kept sounding weird, and it didn't even sound normal, the normal way it would sound with the speaker. And so I realized, I'm this phone is over 2 years old. I wonder if there's just something, maybe I dropped it the wrong way at one point and something happened with the audio chip or something. I don't know. I don't technology. I just was trying to guess, and I'm panicking a little bit because, like I said, I film on my phone. It's a crucial part of my ability to make videos on YouTube, and with just everything happening and all these new releases and new things coming out, with Diamond Art Club, I was this is not going to work. I need to have a functional phone with functional audio. And so I made an appointment for the Verizon store the next day, and I I had seen like a particular promotion they were running, and it said something about how like, oh, but you have to have this one particular kind of plan. And so I was researching and making sure I felt like I understood it the best that I could, but it still seemed a little bit confusing. And so I thought, let me make an appointment to go in and do it in the store so that I can talk to a person in the store, make sure I'm understanding this correctly, instead of just like trying to do it all on my end and hoping I did it right, and then just setting it for phone pickup in store. You guys, I had the most frustrating experience with getting this new phone. And Adam kept telling me, he's like, yeah, this is what always happens when you go to get a new phone. Like they never seem to know like exactly how it's supposed to work, or something comes up and it's more complicated than it should be. And I was like, I mean, yes, but also I guess I've been lucky enough that at least the past 2 times that I've gone for phone upgrades, that would, I go about every 2 years. And so it's like, yeah, for the past 4+ years, like that I've done phone upgrades, I have not had a poor experience. It's actually gone very smoothly. But I knew what kind of color and storage size phone I wanted. And so, so I couldn't go to my kind of usual store to get it because they didn't have it in stock. So I was going to a different store, and the person that was helping me out, her name tag said manager, but she lacked a lot of knowledge that I felt like she should have had. I felt like I was having to explain to her what I was looking at as far as like the plans and the changes. And she kind of was weird she kept asking me a lot about like, why do you need to get a new phone right now? Why can't you wait until September when they're going to be like announcing and releasing new phones? It was weird. It felt like she was kind of like being suspicious or giving me the third degree about it. I felt very strange about it. And I was like, because I need a phone with functional audio now. And like, so I need it now. I can't wait until September. But she just kept telling me the wrong things. And then it all kind of culminated in her telling me this weird thing about how like transferring stuff over from my old phone to my new one. Now, before I'd even gone in, I had backed up my phone to iCloud and everything, and that was all squared away. But as I'm in the store and she's asking about how I want to transfer the stuff over, she said, yeah, you can do like the iCloud transfer. But she said, for some reason, she specifically said, it's not going to move your texts over. Like your texts won't be there. And I was like, oh, that seems like really concerning. And no, I need my texts. And so she's like, well, then what we do is we do like basically a mirror. It's a direct transfer. Well, a wireless transfer, but it's an actual transfer from your old phone to your new one. But it can take a little while. And I said, okay, well, things like texts and whatnot, and my contacts and everything, I want that to be there. So I'll sit and wait. It's fine. I've got some time. And so it like comes with a little estimated timer. It says 20 minutes. I'm like, that's fine. I can wait for 20 minutes. Then it keeps climbing up. And it eventually hits almost an hour. And I've been sitting there for like 40 minutes at that point. And I had asked her a couple of times when she came over to check in. I was like, are you sure? Like the iCloud backup like isn't going to give me what I need? And she kept saying like kind of things that didn't totally make sense to me. I was like, I don't think that's how that works. I can't even text Adam to ask about this or like hop on my phone to try to Google this because both of my old and my new phone are in use transferring stuff over. And what I do end up doing is I go over to one of the iPads that they have on display, and it's got internet functionality enabled, and I'm Googling on there about iCloud backups. And I realize I think she's wrong. I think that she doesn't know what she's talking about. This iCloud backup is going to have everything that I need. And so I went over to her and I said, hey, like, I'm sorry, I'm going to run out of time at this point, and I think the iCloud backup is going to be fine. She said, okay, we can do that. And then she went in and she kind of like did basically all the steps to do the iCloud backup. For me, I wasn't really able to see the screen. She was clicking through fast. She wanted to do a test call on the phone and stuff before I left the store. And then when I got home, I'm like, okay, my contacts haven't all synced over. Just some of them have. And like my texts haven't all moved over. There's this other stuff that doesn't seem to be moving over. And I came to like the conclusion, I was like, I don't think she did the iCloud backup correctly. And so I thought, I'm just, again, Googling to confirm that this seems to be correct. I think that iCloud backup is still there. Like I can go in and get it at any point. I'm just going to wipe this phone completely and start from the beginning and do it all myself. And wouldn't you know, when I did that and picked like the iCloud backup and clicked all the options that made sense and that I would have picked if I would have seen what she was doing, everything was there. Everything was there perfectly fine. And I just felt like, why did I even go into the store? And why does her name tag say manager on it? Because she so clearly did not know what she was doing. And look, I get it. It seems like these cell phone companies are constantly changing things. It feels like they're honestly trying to make money off of making things confusing for people to understand and not clear cut. And so I have to imagine that maybe as an employee that's hard to keep up with, but it just felt like some of this was kind of important things for her to know how to do accurately and information to give correctly. So I don't know. That was frustrating, but it all got figured out in the end. And then I realized that, like, okay, well, my audio sounds better when it's just with the internal speaker on this phone, but apparently my mic, I don't know if it was in the process of like me testing it and moving it around and everything on the old phone. Apparently my microphone, like my external microphone, also did short out and die. These ones that I use just seem to do that, but they're really not expensive and they otherwise tend to work okay, I think. So I just kind of chalk it up as a loss and get a new one from Amazon, and it's in my hands in a couple of days. But yeah, all is well at this point with my phone, I think. Just a little misadventure. And then we had another misadventure with Adam, and he thought he had pink eye. I got home from taking Micah to speech therapy on Thursday morning, and I got home and Adam promptly said, "Hey, I think I have pink eye." I was like, "You what?" Because I was like, I finished my antibiotics and had mine all cleared up over a week ago, so you didn't catch it from me, and you don't have a cold or a cough, so where did this come from? So I ended up taking him to an urgent care, which I had to pack up the kids because they're on summer break, and Adam wears contacts and couldn't put contacts in, so he wasn't safe to drive. So I just drive him over to the urgent care, which was like a 20-minute drive. It's okay. And then I was like, it's fine, I'll drop you off, and then I'm going to go run some errands with the kids, get a new phone case, and, see the doctor and see what's going on. Came to find out that he did not have pink eye. He had scratched his cornea. They had, like, numbed his eye and put, like, dye in it so that they could see it, I guess. I don't know. He was saying this to me. I'm like, that sounds that sounds so gross and uncomfortable. I don't even want to think about it. And he that means that he can't wear his contacts for 7 days. And because insurance reasons, he didn't have like a backup pair of glasses that was anywhere near his current prescription, because the way that vision insurance typically works, at least here in the States, is that each year they'll either give you a portion towards contact lenses, like a year's worth of contact lenses, or a pair of glasses. It's not both. You pick the one, and then if you want the other two, you pay out of pocket for that, basically. At least that's how our insurance appears to work. So he didn't have a backup pair of glasses, but he has like paid photo shoots booked because he does like photography on the side. In addition to like his day job, it's just like a fun hobby of his, but he has some paid photo shoots booked not only for that same night, but like 3 this weekend, as in like 3 yesterday. And that was going to be past like the 7 days, or within the 7 days where he couldn't wear his contacts. And so I'm like, this is going to be a problem. I can't be driving you. Like, I can't be your chauffeur, like up to LA and between all like the locations you're going to and stuff, like with the kids. This isn't me trying to be like ungrateful or not wanting to be unhelpful. It's just so like logistically, this doesn't make sense. Like the kids and I are coming up with you like over an hour or more to go up to LA and driving you around. Like it wasn't going to work. In an emergency, sure. But it was like, let's see if instead, just slipped out of my hands. It's okay. At least most of the drills were out. I'm just such a klutz sometimes. Okay. Only a couple hit the canvas. So where was I? So I was like, I know there are places that do same day glasses. Let's see if we can find one. Like, I think Lens Crafters often like advertises them. Maybe like a Walmart or something will do it. So we found a place that would do it, but we had to first go by the eye doctor to get a paper copy of his prescription, because Lens Crafters would not do it without that paper copy from the optometrist. I thought, isn't it the year 2024? Is there not like an electronic way you can send this over? But okay, whatever, fine, we'll do whatever we need to do. So that was the misadventure of Thursday. And the poor kids, by the end of the day, we had basically had them and been toting them around in the car for like 3+ hours. And Connor was like, can we go home soon? Like, he's like, I'm bored. And I'm like, you guys are such troopers. Like, yeah, we're going to be getting home soon. But his Adam's eye, the important thing, Adam's eye is healing up just fine. He thinks that he just scratched it just with his fingernail when he was taking his contacts out. He's like, I guess I should clip my fingernails. I was like, yeah, probably. And just try to be a little bit more careful, I guess. But, you know, he's been wearing contacts for years and this hasn't happened before. So I think it was just kind of an accident. It just kind of happened. But I guess it makes for an entertaining story, and it is what it is. And now he has back a pair of glasses. So that's kind of fun, though, because he hasn't worn glasses, like frames, in like 3-4 years. So it's kind of funny it's fun to see him back in glasses. I'm like, oh, you look good both ways. Contacts and with glasses, either way. So yeah. That was the adventure. The kids, like I said, are on summer break. They were on summer break this past week and just enjoyed kind of kicking back and adjusting to being on summer break. They both kind of start back with some activities tomorrow. So Micah's going to start up with summer school. He has a little bit of an earlier wake up time than usual. He's going to be riding the bus since summer school only happens at a couple of schools in the district, and it's a little bit further away, but he qualifies for busing, which is great, and he'll like riding the bus. He really will. So he's gonna get up and ride the bus tomorrow, and then Connor is gonna be going to a day camp. Now, you want to talk about how procrastination has come back to bite me. I'm still really like kicking myself about this and trying not to feel too like bad about myself about it. But basically, I dropped the ball. I didn't actually get him registered for the camp that we had planned to send him to this week. And it was Friday. It was Friday morning, and I went to go to the website to go ahead and sign him up. And I'm like, I know it's last minute, but there were like 30. It said it had like 30 spots still available when I had last looked at it. There's no way those filled up. And I clicked over to the listing, and it said this event's no longer accepting responses. And I was like, what? No. And so I tried to call, like it was through the city. And so I tried to call, like had a number for, recreational services or community services or whatever there. And I tried calling it, and it turned out that all of City Hall, I guess, is closed on Fridays. And I was like, well, that's probably, I guess that's why. Like, I wonder if they must have just shut down the forms so that they know what to do to have everything kind of prepped for the next week and not just coming in on Monday morning to however many have signed up. That makes perfect logical sense, but now I'm sitting here kicking myself like, okay, so I didn't get him into the day camp we were planning on for this week. So I'm feeling really bad. Adam is reassuring me and being like, it happens, it's okay. I'm frantically like trying to Google a little bit. And then I remember that I had driven by a church on the way home, and I vaguely remembered seeing that I was like, oh, they have a sign out that says they're doing like a day camp type thing. And so I looked up the church, and it just so happened the one that they're doing is this week. So he's going to be going to that instead, and it'll probably be a little bit better fit for him anyway because it's half day instead of full day. He was feeling kind of overwhelmed by the idea of doing a full day one. So hopefully this is going to be a better fit. But I just, kicking myself a little bit over that. And just reminding myself, like, this is why you can't leave stuff till the last minute every time. But it feels like I'm just constantly struggling. Like, I can't do it all. I feel like sometimes I'm really struggling to balance things. And, like, if everything is a priority, then nothing is a priority. So just trying to figure out how to do the things. And I'm trying to make more lists. We have, like, written out calendars. Like, I'm trying to keep up with things and do things in a way that makes sense. But sometimes often I still will just let stuff slip through the cracks. So thankfully it wasn't anything. This isn't something that was like the end of the world or anything. It was disappointing, at least in myself. But all that said, they're going to have stuff they're going to this week. And hopefully that's not too tough of a transition for them. New stuff can always be tricky, especially with special needs kiddos, and transitions in particular, that kind of catch-all word, are typically difficult. But we've been talking a lot about it, trying to front load them, and hopefully it's just a good and fun week. Micah generally really loves school, and like I said, I think he's going to be so excited to ride the bus tomorrow. So that's kind of this week. And then Oh yeah, Adam and I's wedding anniversary is this week too, which is fun. We share a wedding anniversary. If you were a Doctor Who fan, I've mentioned this before. We share an exact wedding anniversary with Amy and Rory Pond, which was fun. I remember when we watched that episode and I saw, because it's like the date itself is really important. Like it's an integral part of one of the episodes. So it's like flashed on the screen. It's like a big deal and everything. And I remember seeing that and like stopping in my tracks and being like, that's our wedding date. Like exactly our wedding date. That's so crazy. But yeah, we're still trying to figure out exactly what we want to do to celebrate. It's again just been a matter of there's been a lot going on and we're just kind of prioritizing the stuff that's really time sensitive and in front of our faces. But we'll do something to celebrate for sure. Whether it's like going out to dinner and trying to get Adam's parents or a sitter over to watch the kids, or if we just do like a movie night at home where you like, pop popcorn and do a whole thing, we'll find something to do to celebrate. But 14 years, that's not a short amount of time. So that's this week. And then as far as what I've been reading and watching and listening to, so reading, I don't really have anything exciting to report, but I was joking with, again, this was some of the people on Sophie's Discord server about how if I included like Archive of Our Own in this segment, like that would be highly entertaining, but that's not something I'm going to start doing because it would be funny to be like, yeah, well, I was on like a coffee shop AU kick this week or something like that. Or it was a good week for reading like angst trope fix or something. I was like, no, that's not a thing I'm going to do. But I just thought that would have been funny. But yeah, generally though, not anything super exciting to report as far as reading fun things go. But watching, you guys, last night, was that 2 nights ago, we finished Deep Space Nine, the series. We watched the finale. We've been really trying to like get through it this past week. We knew like we were kind of in that last like 10 episode stretch to the end. This is a Star Trek show if you're not familiar. It's a 25-year-old Star Trek show that like Adam has seen once but has seen through one time and I hadn't ever seen. And I am very pleasantly surprised at how well this show holds up 25 years later. I've tried watching older shows before and even like just 10 or 15-year-old shows and it doesn't work for me. But this show, in my opinion, completely holds up. And I loved the finale. Of course, I'm not going to share. I know it's a 25-year-old show. I'm still not going to share spoilers here. But I loved it. I really, really enjoyed it. It's very bittersweet that it's over. We're definitely going to watch the documentary that came out. I think it came out like 5 years ago in honor of the 20th anniversary. And we're both really, really looking forward to watching that. But I really loved the show. And yeah, this is what I do when I finish a show that I really enjoy is I immediately go back to the beginning and start rewatching it. So that's what I've been doing. And it's been fun to sort of get that perspective of like, because there's a lot about the show that is such a slow burn to the end and so much payoff that you get at the very, very end of the series that it feels like it's been building to since the very beginning. And so now I feel like I'm able to go back and have a lot more appreciation for the early episodes. So yeah, that's what my brain's been on. And then as far as what I have been listening to, well, it's been a lot more still like Taylor Swift in the car and trying to make sure that I don't get my kids hearing any bad words. And though when my phone was being funky, I was listening to the radio. Like that was a novelty. I'm like, when's the last time I listened to the radio? And that was, I was like, okay, well, this is good. This is good. And I was also, this is kind of just adjacent to like what I've been listening to, but literally just less than an hour before I started filming this WIP and Chat, I saw this just absolutely ridiculously adorable and fantastic video of the Eras tour in London today, and apparently how Travis Kelce was on stage for a bit in one of her songs, like leading up to I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. And I was like, the crowd is screeching and I'm screeching right along with them. Like, this is just the cutest thing ever. And I know it's probably super parasocial, but I just think that they're really cute. And so that's what I've been listening to. And then as far as what I've got coming up for you guys this week, so I will have at least one Diamond Art Club catch-up video, possibly more. It's just going to depend a little bit on the mail. And if Diamond Art Club is not your thing, that's completely fine. I will hopefully still have some other videos for you. Like I did film my progress check-in video for these Jaded Gem Shop kits that I'll be sharing with you. And I would really like to get to one of these small shop kit unboxings this week as well. I want to make a big priority of that. So I'll try to give you guys a little bit of mixing it up. But things are probably going to be a little weird again as far as like what time some videos go up potentially. Like I said, later today, depending on when you're watching this, you may see a Diamond Art Club like belated sneak peek unboxing going up. Wow, another just really bad lineup. That's okay. But I don't know, hopefully the platform's algorithm doesn't just completely throw me out because I'm completely out of my routine and rhythm here. But oh well, that is what it is. But that being said, let's see if you made it all the way to the end of this video. Let's see. Is there like a taco emoji to go with this, like this reminder of feed me tacos and tell me I'm pretty? There's the taco emoji, I think. So some kind of taco emoji would be fun. And as far as my thoughts on the different products I used, I love this Yellow Dog Designs tray. This size is, I think, really perfect for me. I don't know if they have an option without this lip, but I, again, think that even just like with this color, I was able to shake it in such a way that I didn't feel like I had as much going off the side. So even just over the span of an hour, I feel like I've gotten used to working with this tray in the sense that I'm not running into like the drills wanting to slide off here and pour down like I did at the beginning. So I'm definitely be using this tray more. I love the colors because you can pick like the inside color and this outside color too. And so I just really thought this color combo was fun, and I love it in person. It looks so good. This pen was really comfortable to work with. This is from Van Lathworks. Yeah, this is more comfortable than I expected. I wasn't sure if it being really thin, if it was going to get tiresome at all, but no, it's nice. It helps that there's like these, like the way that it's turned here, it's like textured, and so that's, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's uncomfortable to hold, I guess. And then I love the putty and the WeWax. I mean, you see me use Randas and WeWax a lot, so that's not a surprise that those are both good. So, all right, you guys, thanks so much for watching. Let me know how you're doing or what you were working on down in the comments below if you like, and please subscribe if you're not already subscribed and want to see more diamond painting videos from me. I'd love to have you here, and I hope you have a day and a week that's as amazing as you are. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.